Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Ever been stuck in Procreate and thought, why isn't this working? Don't worry, I've been there. Today I'm sharing 5 common issues you might face in Procreate and how to fix them super quick. Let's go. So you're dragging a color into the shape and boom, it doesn't fill fully. You can see the white line that's there on the edge. So there's a little white gap left, and this is because of the color drop threshold. When you color drop, slide it to the right, and you'll find a sweet spot there where it fills clearly without bleeding out. So when I zoom in, there are no lines. When you color drop, if you slide right, it will increase the threshold, and if it's 100, it will actually bleed out. If you slide it to the left, it will reduce the threshold, and if it's 0, you'll still see those white lines on the edges. So you have to go somewhere between both of that so that you don't see those white gaps. So when you are trying to add shadows to only your cup, even though you have added a clipping mask, but it does not work. That's because this layer have a background. So you can see in the icon, it does have a white background. That's why it does not work. So whenever you wanna add a shadow and you don't want it to go outside of your shape, make sure that your artwork does not have a background. So when I turn this background color off, so this is how it looks. When you add a clipping mask on top of it, now I'll be able to add the shadows without going outside the lines. Trying to select something, but it keeps on changing color. So here I have automatic selection on, and I'm trying to select the shapes, but it keeps on changing color. That's because you have this color fill on. If you turn this off, you are selecting this color, and later on, if you want, you can tap on this brush icon and add any texture that you want from your color wheel, like this. You can also use the color fill options to quickly color the areas that you want. So if I go to freehand and select the color fill option, now I can create a shape around it and tap there and create a shape around it and close it. So this is how I get the clean colors. So sometimes this happens when you are creating an artwork and you haven't even zoomed in to your canvas, but it still look pixelated. It's usually because your canvas size is too small. To check your canvas size, click on this wrench icon, Actions, Canvas, and Canvas Information. There you have dimensions, and you can see the pixels, width and height, and the DPI. To make sure that you have a high resolution canvas, you can change the size of your canvas by clicking the crop and resize options. Go to settings and always make sure to go with 3000 pixels by 3000 pixels at 300 DPI and click done. So now when you create a shape, it won't be that pixelated. Of course, if you zoom in too much, you can still see the pixelations, but it will be way better than the original one we created. So sometimes this happens that you have created an artwork and it looks a little bit dull. So this is because of the different color profiles. So if your artwork when exported is a little bit dull, it is in CMYK format. So this one is a CMYK format and this one is an RGB format. So RGB is red, green, blue and CMYK is cyan, magenta, yellow and key. So basically CMYK is usually used when you are planning to print your artwork later on. So the colors in this color wheel, the RGB one, will be a little bit brighter and more vibrant, and you have more spectrum of colors to work with. Talking about CMYK color profile, you have this color wheel here and you can automatically see that it looks a little bit dull as comparatively to the RGB color palette. So here you will feel your colors are a little bit dusty, but this is because of the CMYK color profile of this particular file. So to check the color profile of your artwork, just click on this wrench icon, that is your actions. Go to canvas information and there you have a color profile. Now currently this is the color profile of my artwork. I have these available color profiles that I can shift into. To create your own custom canvas, click on this plus icon and tap here. You have this untitled canvas. You can change it into CMYK canvas. Make sure you have 3000 pixels by 3000 pixels at 300 dpi. Then go to color profile and I can go with CMYK profile. So these are all the profiles. I will go with the generic one and click on create. So this is RGB canvas and the right one is CMYK canvas. So the colors in RGB canvas are more bright as compared to the colors in CMYK color profile. So keep that in mind whenever you are creating an artwork, because you won't be able to jump between the color profiles after you have created the artwork. So those were 5 quick Procreate issues and their fixes. Let me know in the comments if you have faced any of these, or if you want a part 2 with more tips. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated to all my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.